If you're like me with a sizable position in Nvidia, I'm approaching this coming Wednesday's quarterly earnings report, with some apprehension. Should I buy? Should I take some of my profits out, or should I sell, or should I hold? And I'm looking for some guidance. And as I read, everybody seems to be as confused as I. And what the take I have is they're kind of afraid that the same thing will happen to Nvidia that happened to Supermicro computers. Although they said they needed to build 3 more plants to keep up with demand, that puts some belief that, well, then they aren't going to have the sales in the coming quarter because they don't have the plants to meet the demand. Well, is Nvidia in the same position? And even though everybody has pretty well agreed that Nvidia is going to $500 per share, but will it be this coming quarter, particularly with a forward PE ratio of 43? Now, that's down from 65. But what should we do? So I don't like the apprehension. I don't like the fact that I don't exactly know what I want to do. So what I want to do is investigate it with you further and share what my findings are and see if we can at least reduce some of the tension as we approach this Wednesday. This is not financial advice, but I think you knew that.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
As I had said, despite the overwhelming demand for NVIDIA's chips, I read recently that Saudi Arabia has even asked to buy 3,000 of them from them so that they can build their AI prominence. There is some concern that there's going to be a price dip in NVIDIA because they aren't going to be able to meet the demand that is there, and that will create a drop in price. So investors like me who have made some good profits are saying, well, is now the time to take some of those profits, or is it to bet on NVIDIA is going to be able to meet the demand because they are the leader in the field. They have been the leader in the field, and they possibly are prepared for this demand that and it won't happen to them like it did Supermicro computers in the last several weeks. Now, history tells us that Nvidia has been very proactive in managing the demand for their chips and been ahead of it. In fact, the earnings that they put out in the last time go round were outstanding. Take a look at this. This is what they estimated for 2024, that their earnings per share were going to grow by 141.8%, followed in 2025 by 42.9%, 2026 31.18, and then in 2007 dropped to 17, 2008 34. That looks like a pretty solid performance. The question again is not is in fact Nvidia going to go to 500? I don't think there's any doubt about that. But is it going to go from 443 today? Is it going to go down to 400 before it goes to 500? So that's the decision we've got to make. What I then thought I would do was I would go to my trading views chart, and here's a chart that I found, or that I put together, and what I'm showing you here is the movement of Nvidia over the past year or two, and you can see the last time they had the earnings report, you can see it there. It was looks like somewhere in late May, early June, they gapped up about 30%. And then it's come across, and what you're seeing there is the Bollinger Bands. You can see it reach the height of the Bollinger Bands, and then it's had this correction over the last 12, 14 days. And we're on the downside of the Bollinger Bands, which would indicate to me that if those earnings reports are anything equivalent to a hope and a prayer, we're going to ignore the PE ratio of 43, and we're going to see the price go up substantially to the top of that Bollinger Band. Now, again, I don't know that that's going to happen, but that's my feeling. So my take on it at this point is to say I'm going to hold. I'm going to hold. And I'm going to try, if it does in fact go down, I will liquidate something because my portfolio is, I'm kind of committed to a stagnant investment commodity so we can measure the success or failure of the portfolio. So I'll probably liquidate something that I don't see that I will have the potential gain that I think I'm going to have on Nvidia, because I think Nvidia is going to stay the leader in this field. So it comes down to, where can my money work hardest and best for me? Is it in Nvidia, or is it in some other stock that I don't think is going to give me the yields? I did this, in fact, when Supermicro dropped some 24%. I actually went and sold some of my biotech stocks, my Illumina and my Pacific Bioscience, not because I don't believe that they are going to give me good returns in the future, but I think that future is further off than the returns I can get from Supermicro. So I bought into Supermicro's downtrend of 24%. And if, in fact, Nvidia does go down, I'm going to hold. I will liquidate something else to buy in. Because, again, I just do not see there is any way this train can be stopped. It can be slowed down. There's no doubt about that, just because the market doesn't believe that Nvidia is going to keep up with demand. What we don't know is, what does Jensen believe? Does he believe he can keep up with demand? And the words he speaks on Wednesday afternoon's earnings call are going to set the tone. And that we'll wake up Thursday morning, and we'll see. Actually, we'll probably see it in the after-market indicators or sales when the earnings report occurs. So that's what I'm going to do. I am just totally convinced that we are in the investment opportunity of my lifetime, and my lifetime is within the next couple of weeks is going to be 79 years. And I've been through the dot-com bubble. I've been through the subprime crisis, but nothing has ever shown up that is going to change our world more than artificial intelligence is. And you must understand that the computer systems that we have, the internet we have, does not have the capability to keep up with the demand, the data demand that is going to come as a result of artificial intelligence. And then that's just going to be hammered to the floor when machine learning kicks in. The demand for data, the movement of data to make our websites interactive. I have said this before, and I'll say it again. It's going to be a situation. It's not what you know. It's going to be, do you know the questions to ask? Because all the data is there. All the knowledge is there. You just need to know the questions to ask so that these data farms can feed you the answers that you're asking for. Everything's going to change. I'm going to be able to write code. I'm going to be able to negotiate for my new car online. I'm going to talk to bots when I go to my bank. I'm not going to be moved around, or my Spectrum internet and my mobile and my TV. That's all going to be handled by a bot, and one bot will know all the answers, so I don't have to talk to 15 different people and spend 45 minutes to get a 3-minute situation corrected. The world is changing. We are in the time and position to benefit from it. I hope you have the courage to spend a little money, buy a little information, and make a better decision. That's what I hope to do for you. I call it the bus portfolios. One, bus 13, is built around the Nvidias and the Supermicros and the people who are upgrading our internet. And then the second one, the bus 12, is going to be all about those people who are going to deliver the software that is going to make the world I'm talking about possible. And then bus 14 is going to be the most important bus of all, and that's going to be the transition as a result of artificial intelligence and machine learning from healthcare to health cure. That's where I'm spending my time. That's what I get excited about. I would ask you to come join the tribe and get on the bus.